Hello my friends, welcome to another episode of Game Testing Unlimited. My name is Wilfred. So in this episode, I would like to again take a look at this pretty popular game on Steam Early Access called the V Rising. Play as a vampire in this dark fantasy survival game. You can play online with friends, or you can set up a private server like I do. Just learn the game in your own pace, in your own rule set. So now the first milestone I would say to play this game is to build your own castle, because once you have your castle, it is very much you have a roof above your head. That is pretty important, because then during the daylight you can hide somewhere into your house, into your home castle, and you can do many things in your castle, like building stuff or crafting and so on, without having to worry about the sun and so on. Now, in order to build a castle, you need a grinder to produce a stone brick. And in order to learn how to use, have the recipe to build a grinder, is to take down this boss called the Grayson. Now, I am lucky enough having 100% quality of blood, and that helps a lot, of course, in my endeavor here, because it's my very first time facing this boss, and I'm still learning the mechanic as I go along. There are a lot of traps on the floor that he'll keep pumping out, and those traps will damage you a little bit, as well as slow you down. So the way that I kind of learn it midway through this gameplay is that you can use one of those, like a dummy or armor you see on the arena, and then you become invulnerable, and with that invulnerability you could set off those traps without any penalty. So yeah, and now it is getting a lot more exciting because the sun is up and I can only stay in the shadow in order to tackle this game. Now I'm invulnerable. When I'm invulnerable, I can go and set off as many traps as I want without taking damage. However, I can't do any damage myself to the enemy as well. So it's a fair play there. So almost done there. The sun is up, so stay against the shadow. Try not to trigger too many traps. Take down the ads as I can. And soon after I shoot one more time, I believe, to the mob, then yep, that is end, because the power. The power I use is pretty, the shadow power I use is pretty amazing. It does like a damage over time as well. So now I've taken down the boss, which is the Grayson, and with that I'm able to build my own grinder. Now this part is quite interesting, because after I'd done the boss, I was kind of like having very upbeat, and I saw this skull on top of the enemy. That skull means that it's way higher than you, basically, just like World of Warcraft. If you see any enemy doesn't have a number on their head, just a skull, means that they're pretty bad. But so I got taken down, but that's fine. Now the really cool thing about this game is that there are a lot of NPC around as well. They fight each other as well. I mean, they don't like each other. Human may hit the animals, and animal hit the human. So you could actually wait out to see what happened, and then you kind of like profit from it. So that's what exactly I do. And I, a vampire, have my revenge as well. Although you downed me a while back, but yeah. So that is I drink your blood. So that's fair game. So now the next part of the video is really about what this video is about, building a castle. Now this is a heavily edited video, meaning that I'm doing it a lot faster. I don't need to. I mean, I've been gathering a lot of resources and building this castle and trying to figure out where to put certain things the best way. Oh, by the way, I make some mistake on the flooring, the pattern that doesn't match. But yeah, I mean, it's hugely satisfying to build your own castle, have your own window frame, and build your own window gate there, and basically just build your castle as a shape up. So now, in order to build a castle, you need something called stone brick, which you get the recipe from the boss just now, the Grayson, and with the whetstone, which you can get quite frequent in some of the maps. Like, you know, if you take down some of the bosses, if you don't skip your blood altar, you will come across quite a number of whetstone. So what I do now is basically building my new castle next to my old base, and I dismantle my old base as well. How this game works is that as you dismantle your structure, you get a 75% refund of the resource back to you, so it's not too bad. And also, you don't have to dismantle the structure. You can move the structure. So this is one really cool features. I don't play other survival game. I don't know
how other game kind of like, but at least whatever I build here is fully reconfigurable. I can move all these items into my new castle from the old base itself while I'm expanding and shape up my own castle. Another cool thing about this this feature is that you could move the stash as well together with the content inside that you will see in just a bit. So you do not need to empty out the content, put it somewhere else, and then move it or dismantle it or whatever. You can just move the entire stash across. So I thought it was pretty cool. So my goal, like what I said, is to build a new structure next to my old base, so as to have the main hall of my castle. Then after I've enclosed the entire thing, as you can see in just a bit, after I've done that, then you could the whole roof will be set up like this one here. So whether it's day and night outside, you won't get burned at all. I put a stone coffin just next to the door, but in reality, well, you need a coffin to respawn, this for sure. But you could just stay here the whole day, and you can do your own crafting, just rearranging your inventory if you so wish to. And it's really cool. As you can see, you can drag the stash all the way from outside sun. I'm not going to go out there. So yeah, I mean, it's a bit of like just tidying up the base, dismantle what I had before, and then after that, just keep moving all the items back to the, like, you can actually move the whole thing here into the, travel a great distance to move them. Is it feasible to relocate castles? I would suppose not. So I mean, I would not recommend anybody to do such a task, because if you want to reallocate your castle into another area with higher level mobs, perhaps, I don't know, it would be quite a tedious ordeal to move the things across the map. So yeah, I mean, well, that's one thing that you can't do. You could set up another base, I guess. You can have 2 castle hearts from what I read, but I haven't really gone to that part yet. But if I do get there, I'll let you know that I set up a second home somewhere in this this whole map here. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of base building. Is it tedious or not? Look, I mean, there are people who kind of commented that as a vampire, we do a lot of like chopping wood as well as smashing stones. Well, it's true, because initially, as you are building the stone brick and so on, you do need to have a fair amount of material. And the fact that it does spawn around me, like the stone and so on, it doesn't really affect me. I mean, I you know, it's a one-time exercise. As I expand the base, I need to have the material, and I'll smash some stones. Although it's kind of like, you know, not the most exciting things to do in the game, I'm fine. I'm happy to do that. So yeah, but some people don't really like it, and found that it's a little bit too tedious. Well, you know, guess what? You could set up your own private server. You could set the rule of the game differently on all these things, and it can make your life a lot easier. When you do harvesting, you don't need to harvest too much, but I just play the standard game as it is. So to me, it's hugely satisfying. There are efforts required, as you see, and at this part of the video, I've got again 100% blood. So why not? I'm going to hunt a boss, and this boss is I think it's a necromancer. Yeah, it's a necromancer, as you can see here. It is blood moon as well. I have no idea what is a blood moon, but hope it make me more powerful. Not quite sure, not entirely sure of that. There is actually a tooltip there on top. I wish I had seen that, but I would suppose the blood moon will give me some better kind of stats. I hope so. This boss is not that hard, but it's a lot of dodging the area of effect. Like I said, this is my very first time of playing this boss, so I was just trying to learn the mechanic. When is it disappearing? When is it doing a lot of massive damage and so on? So a bit of you know, just playing around with that. Now the blood type and the blood quality, I'd like to just briefly talk about that, because you do see quite a fair bit as well. The blood type, depending on what kind of mobs that you drink the blood from, could be a thief, could be a creature, could be a warrior. So it doesn't have class in this game, but however, the blood type that you drink will determine the class of your character. But you can change it as well. You don't have to stick with the same blood type. You can change it. Now each enemies that spawn will have a percentage of quality of blood. So the quality of blood will then, it's just common sense, right? I mean, you're a vampire, you drink some creature or some enemies, and some have better blood quality. And if you do encounter 100% like I do, that means that you get a lot of very good buffs. You unlock all the 5 tiers of buff actually. And for that, I usually make use of that situation, just stop what I'm doing, like building my base, to try to hunt some bosses, because that is the best time when you can hunt some bosses. You can, the bosses may have a very good, very high quality heart, I would say, because I think enemy have tamed the heart. They have some, I can't remember what is said, I think solid or whatever it is, heart. So you do need those heart to create a greater blood essence for you to build stuff or later on. So you are extracting blood right now. Look at that, it's amazing, the graphic, everything. So this game just worked for me. Combat wise, it's very amazing. The unsullied heart, sorry, that's unsullied heart. That is the one that you can create the greater essence. So back to my base building. I just want to close off my second part of this castle, and after that I can kind of like connect the 2 parts together and then become my home here. Now what I am doing with this part of the castle, I have no idea yet. I don't know what to put inside yet, but I think suffice to say, I'm happy with what I have here. I've got 2 main hall and maybe recreation area there. Maybe I put some decoration. I have some kind of decoration there. Maybe just is my study room there. Maybe I should move my research center to that study room, and this is more like a working area. This is a more relaxation area, I would say. So yeah, I mean, one final tour of my creation here. Quite a number of hours of crafting, enough material to build up this structure. I mean, look, in real life it's not easy to build something of this size and this like quality. So I guess it does require a little bit of like effort to it. Now, I will be continue playing, of course, and try to push up my my gear level, get to know more bosses, and get to know the map a little bit more as well. So far, it's been smashing. Consider the price that I pay for this game as well, and the quality. So far, no bugs, and everything seems just work for me. So I hope you enjoy this video. As always, happy to answer any question you have. Take care, fellow vampires. Bye bye.